because health doesn't have anything to do with trust. You see what I mean? And that's the whole reason why because yes, in a perfect world, the trust factor, all these other things, cool. The only reason why I know Connor's going to get the lion's share beginning is because they haven't had OTAs. It's because training camp could potentially look different with the whole virtual workouts and stuff like that. So guys won't be up to speed. So in that regard, yeah, he's going to get those opportunities. So I don't care about the trust element of it. But what I do know is regardless of how much Ben has trusted James before in the past, we have not seen him play a full 16 games. We have not seen him play a hard 14 games and still be productive late in the season. We have not seen it. And he's had the same quarterback for 2 or 3 years that he's done it.
Well, it's hard for me. This is where we differ. Yeah. It's just that I don't know how much we could pinpoint one scenario of if we're running him a lot, that's going to be the reason for the injury, as opposed to he's just out there running and it's going to happen. It's kind of a random thing.
Well, if it's a random thing, you live with that. But if it's something where you know for a fact, I gave him too many touches, how are you going to live with that when it's playoff time?
How are we going to know, though?
It's clear when you look at, he's been getting 30 touches, and now you start to see him wear it down. Remember your eyeball test.
If you start to see it, if you start to see little things that happen throughout the course of the season.
You know how it starts, right? The same way we've seen in the past 2 years. Okay, now it's a nick here. Now it's a little thing there. Now it's a little thing there. That comes from accumulation. That comes from wear and tear.
I don't remember his second year. I thought it was more sudden than.
No, it still was gradual.
It was gradual. Yeah. Okay.
I want to say it was the Broncos game where they started to really cut down on how much touches he had. Remember, I think in the first half he had the fluke fumble where the ball just popped up, and then from there it was like, yo, why aren't y'all running him no more? And then from there you see it it's not looking the same. It's not looking the same.
Okay. Yeah. See, I don't remember that. I just remember him having an awesome year and then getting hurt the last 4 games and not playing. So if that's the case, I guess could we maybe have in the middle moment here where
let's hear it,
maybe first sign is where we start taking caution as opposed to.
But technically once you start seeing the wear and tear, typically it's too late. It's all good though. I'm not tripping on it, man. Listen, I want him to go out there and ball out because I want to see him get paid ultimately, and you get paid more to be the feature, not to be a part of a group. That's why everybody, if you're a single, you want to be solo. You get in a group and they get money the same way, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he could do it. I got a good feeling, man.
I personally too, man. You saw the picture of his back. His back looked like a daggone mountain, man. Yes. I thought I was looking at just something just.
Well, maybe another point to bring up. Wasn't he dinged up coming into the season?
Are we starting that again?
Wasn't he?
I thought that was just no. You said that was just used for Ben too. Remember, he was dinged up coming into the season, and that's why he played bad in the Patriots game.
Yeah.
So I can't follow y'all anymore with all this pregame injury. He was injured before this. I can't follow it. I'm sorry.
Ben did say
I can't follow it.
Ben did say his elbow's been hurting him. So.
Hey, like I said, y'all. Hey, because of all of the oh man, it was this, it was that. I can't tell anymore when we talk these conversations if I'm supposed to believe that. I don't know. All I know is if he was healthy enough to put the uniform on, I don't want to hear about any pre-existing injuries. Period.
Now, your point with dings and little nicks and stuff like that and little injuries happening throughout the season, did that ever happen with Bell? Or were you just saying that with Connor?
No, it did happen with Bell. That's why, the year where we lost in the AFC Championship game, we knew towards the end of the season where you would just see him out there, all right, it became from at least he was practicing early in the season to now he's not even practicing till the end of the week because you could just tell it's taking a while for him to get back because of the wear and tear, all the touches, the 400 touches. We talked about it, it catches up. And then we knew even in that Chiefs game, it was all right, he got us about it. He balled out though, but he got us about it. We saw as soon as he came to practice, yo, this ain't looking good right now. And then going into that Patriots game, remember he pulled his groin. I think it was the first, the first series, series.
You would say,
we knew going in,
I was going to say,
so
bad. You would knowing from being in the locker room, being in that team that might have been from,
man, it's catching up. And that's the biggest thing. But that was another reason why Le'Veon was man, I don't want 400 touches again without having the long-term security of a contract. Because anybody that plays, if you, especially the running back position, man, the more times you're out there, it catches up. It wears on you. And that was the issue, man.
Okay. Yeah. Now your points make a lot more sense to me then. Because you actually
we saw it and it hurt us because we said, man, if L. Bell was out there in that AFC Championship game versus the Patriots, we feel like it's a different game. We feel like we win. D'Angelo came in and produced without a doubt. But D'Angelo versus L. Bell is different in that regard in terms of what they do, the threat they bring or present, and the attention that they draw. But we also know some other things that happened in that game,
we
too.
had Kobe Hamilton as our second receiver, I think, too. It was that was really frustrating for me.
Man. I mean, it happens, man. It was a part
really
of it.
Frustrating for me, that game. I can't believe it was brought up.
I'm just saying, man. Who was the second receiver in the Chiefs game?
I don't remember.
Okay. Just checking.
But you need a little more ammo going up to Foxborough.
No, if you have a healthy L. Bell along with AB, it's a totally different game.
That game, yeah. I remember it's
totally different.
I remember the first half. Was it 13-9? It wasn't completely out of hand in the first half.
It's like the thing is when L. Bell was on the field during that era, the amount of attention he would draw, it was just different. You couldn't do certain coverages. You couldn't play certain defenses because we talked about it, how, okay, you want to play small ball on defense? Well, now we're going to run them. Okay, now you want to put your big guys out here? Well, now we're going to split them out and let them go play, backyard one-on-one football with you, and he's going to kill you all day. That was what he presented. And ultimately, that would affect the whole defense that will be playing against you. With D'Angelo doesn't present those same type of challenges. So it became, okay, well, we'll let you, hey, D'Angelo, you can get off, do what you do, because you can't beat us by yourself. Now, this was 5 years ago, D'Angelo, absolutely, he could ball. We know that. But D'Angelo by himself isn't enough to take over, like how Le'Veon, we saw countless times him take over games. And that was the difference in that whole regard.
Got you. Yeah. You may have switched my mind a little bit here.
I'm just looking longevity, man. I know
the problem is, though, coming right off the bat, you're gonna want Connor. You're gonna want to get him most of the carries.
I agree. I feel like first 4 to 5 games, you ride him.
Okay, so then you're saying the middle maybe is when you start implementing,
because you're not gonna be able to. It's. I think it would be foolish to expect Anthony McFarland, who hasn't been in the facility, who hasn't run any of these plays with the full 11 out there.
They got to perform, though. If they don't perform,
true, it doesn't work. Yeah, absolutely. And we're banking on them producing. But I'm just saying, it's tough to ask that of guys who haven't had those opportunities. So early in the season, I expected to be heavy James Conner. But I do think around the midway point or that 6-7 game point, you start seeing them, hey, man, we need to be smarter here. We need to be smarter. Unless James isn't showing any signs of slowing down. If he's going out there looking like Adrian Peterson, he won the MVP. Well, hey, man, all right, ride it. But if it's not on that level, you have to start thinking, all right, let's be a little bit smarter with this. Let's try to do this real quick, man. Okay, hey, you're still going to get your touches, but hey, instead of 30, let's go 25. And that could be a difference. That's what I'm saying from a long-term standpoint.
Okay, yeah. I guess still in the back of my mind, I'm thinking if he's out there going 100, you use the car analogy. If he's going 100 at any moment he's out there, though, that could be the injury at any time, as opposed to the quantity of times you go out and drive or the amount of time. So, but then you're telling me the whole Le'Veon Bell situation where you're witnessing it firsthand, all the dings and nicks, and it ended up costing us in the playoffs. So I don't know, man.
Either way, it's going to be interesting, man.